Today, I want to demonstrate for you how to create a double line graph for our assignment today. The assignment, making a graph on foreign trade, requires you to make a double line graph. So let's take a look here at the directions. Using the table below, create a double line graph in Google Sheets. The table gives the value of trade between the United States and other countries from 1800 to 1812. After creating the double line graph, paste the graph into this Google Doc and answer the questions based upon your graph. Be sure to include key points on the trade acts and vocabulary from your Google slide notes that we took previous when answering the questions. When finished, submit this document with both your graph and the answered questions completed. So if we look here, we have our data table, and this is the information we are going to use to create our double line graph in Google Sheets. So let's get started. Step one is we want to take the information here in years and put this in column A on our Google Sheet. And so to save time, and through the magic of television, we have our numbers. Step two, we want to put our exports in column B. Now, please make sure that you type these numbers correctly in column B. If not, your chart will be incorrect. So this has already been done for us. Next, step three is to, in column C, put our import data from 71 down to 39. And lo and behold, it is all there. Now, we get into how do we make our double line graph. Well, first, we are going to highlight both columns B and C. Highlight the data that is in it, and then here on the menu bar, we want to come all the way over to the far right to where it says Insert Chart, and we'll click on Insert Chart. Now, it immediately defaults to a column chart or a bar graph. So over here in the chart editor, underneath Setup where it says Chart Type, we're going to select the drop-down menu and click on the line chart. And there is our double line graph already done for us. The y-axis has the appropriate values on it based upon the data that we have given it. Now, our x-axis, the next step we want to do is we need to add our data for the x-axis, and that is going to be the years. So when we click on Add X-axis, we come over here to select the data range, and now we'll highlight column A and select OK. And now we have our data on the bottom. Please note that it is every other year. So in between 1800 to 1802, this would be our data for 1801. Next, we need to start putting our labels on. And so that is all done over here on Customize. So when we click on Customize, we want Chart and Axis titles. We click on the drop-down menu. And if we notice, we have all sorts of options right here. Chart title, chart subtitle, horizontal axis title, and vertical axis title. We will be using chart title, horizontal axis title, and the vertical axis title. So let's get started on the title for the chart. Well, the title for the chart is what it says on the chart on the Google Doc. And that is, when we click back here to see, we want imports and exports 1800 to 1812. So this right here is our title. Okay, let's make it big. Go back, and here it is. Now, one of the things we want to do is to format it, and I always like things looking nice and neat. We can put it there in the middle. We can also bold it so that it really stands out. Okay. Next, let's go back up here to where it says chart title. We're going to click on it. Now we want the horizontal axis title. So this is what column A is. And column A was years. And we'll bold that. Next, we need to know what the y-axis is. And according to our chart, our data chart, it was value in millions of dollars. So we can highlight that, come over here, switch to our vertical axis. There it is. Done. We can close our editor. And here is our graph. Now, some people have asked, what happens if I spread it out? Does it really do anything? No, it just makes it bigger for you. Okay. But now we need to work here at the legend. We don't know what the blue lines are and the red lines are, but we can do that real quick with a point and click. If we put our cursor on the blue dot underneath the title, we can click on it one time, and we want to add our text label, and we know that the blue is the exports. And it types it right in. Okay, we can bold it, make it look good. Then we can click on the red, and we can add our word imports. Bold it, make it look good. And we are finished. There is our double line graph. Now, when we click on it to activate it, we get our three little dots over here in the upper right corner. If we select it, we want to now copy the chart. So we hit copy chart. Let's go back here to our actual document itself. Okay. And we can click, go in a couple, Control V to paste. Do we want to link it to the spreadsheet? Sure, we can. It's our data. And there it is. There is our chart, our double line graph for our assignment. So now we go in and answer the three questions about trade between the years 1800 and 1812. If you have any questions, please go back in and review the tutorial here on how to make your double line graph. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop and see me.